It's crazy how he got all that.
Today.
The final act of the 2023 season is at hand. What a spectacle in Las Vegas. We're off in Super Bowl 58. And fighting down inside the 25. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we are looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down, Prescott. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Looking to throw, Prescott. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. To throw is Prescott. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
And the Cowboys going to bring on Brian Anger to punt on 4th down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They're brought out by a fellow Tennessee alum, CD, taken in the 3rd round. It's the rookie Hendon Hooker.
And as we know and as we've discussed here in the run-up to this game, this is history in the making. The first rookie quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl. An absolutely tremendous accomplishment, something no one else has done. But he doesn't want to just go down as the first to make a Super Bowl. He's told us all week he's here to win it.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They run again with Harris. Stiff-armed him. He'll get this to about the 38. From the 38 now, here's a 2nd down and 6. Going to run the toss here to Harris. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 45 yards rushing for him now on their opening drive of the Super Bowl. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
Meanwhile, Hooker's a throw completed to Hyatt. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 15-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. He's going to try and do this himself. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Harris running straight ahead, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's 1st and goal. Harris is into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And, Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now here come the Cowboys. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Going to run again here with Pollard. Escapes the defender, and he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Prescott from the gun. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him. Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. And that one too wide and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. Left side to Lamb. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Pollard going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And Brandon, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
2nd and goal from the 1. Pollard one more time, and he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Tony Pollard punching it in from a yard away. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Hooker. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out and giving the ball back to their offense?
This will be fielded at the 17. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Tony Pollard and his Dallas teammates ready again on offense. Pretty solid on that last drive. Yardage good, 4 carries, and it all culminated with that 1-yard touchdown run.
And believe it or not, I try to further my football education all the time. So I was reading a book about offensive line play, and right out of the first chapter, the word leverage. That's what jumped up. Low man wins. Who gets off the ball faster, creates that space for the runner, and that's exactly what they did.
Especially on that 1-yard push into the end zone that finished off that last drive.
And let's see if they can continue with that leverage on this drive.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. He's on his way.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Now a first down carry for Harris. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
2nd and 5 from the 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll try and run with Harris. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. They hand this off to Harris, and he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl, and the Steelers have taken the lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Boswell for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Prescott to throw it. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt coming in from that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. On the give, this is Harris. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Hooker now off play action. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Hooker. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
So here's a 3rd and 14. Hooker. Completed to Hyatt. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Here's Prescott. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now Prescott. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. They'll throw again. Prescott. He finds his man, Pollard. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a 1st down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 1st and 10, Prescott. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Prescott. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Prescott now. Able to find the open man. That's complete. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Prescott. And he'll go right back to Lamb. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now Prescott. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before break. Hooker. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. We got a fine first half out of the former Alabama man, Najee Harris. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
On second down, this is Harris. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. Working out of the shotgun, Hooker. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Hooker on first down. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Now Hooker. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 38-yard line. This is Harris. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Throwing. Hooker. That swung out wide to Harris. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Hooker to throw it. Throw out wide is incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Hooker's going to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
They'll try to run with Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Steelers will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Kevontae Turpin now to return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Prescott on 1st down. Open man, the tight end, Luke Schoonmaker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. And the Steelers will take over here just shy of the 30. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
Here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers and running back Najee Harris. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live.
Down the numbers. There he goes. George Pickens. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. George Pickens. 71 yards. And the Steelers are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Kevontae Turpin now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 47 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. He'll look to throw. Tosses the out route here to Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Cowboy first down there. Prescott to Gallup. Back to throw here. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Ferguson. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup brings up second and 2.
Dak swinging this out quickly to Lamb. And Lamb going to have a Cowboys first down as the tackle made down at the 33. And again, it's Prescott. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 15-yard line. We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down. Back to throw again. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. To the air again, Prescott. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Jake Ferguson from 8 yards out. And the Cowboys have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Aubrey now for the PAT. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they have been the better of the two sides to this point with a 2-score lead, fourth quarter of this Super Bowl, and the Lombardi Trophy within reach as they start this drive 1st and 10. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Here's a 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Hooker on target to his man, Likely. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. They go play action. Here's Hooker rolling to his right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Looking to throw. Hooker likely hauls in the quick slant. The quick slant good for 8 and a 1st. Harris. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They'll run again with Harris. Past the 20. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Cowboys' 9. 145 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Back to throw. Hooker. Oh, he stays up. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the defense says they have it. They do. One play into the ball game, an early turnover.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Going right back to Ferguson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 1st down, Prescott. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case. Down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
A first down throw for Prescott. There again is Cooks, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott yet again. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. On the draw, it's Pollard. Gets around him, and he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 26. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. What a Super Bowl it's been to this point. Now a critical 3rd down here. Throwing, Prescott. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this one is right through. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. A solid stiff arm. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
I know we're in the era of wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants a football in his hands. He's had a good day. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Harris running straight ahead. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Here's 3rd and a few inches. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. Powerful running. And he is going to have a Steeler first down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it. This offensive line starting to win up front. You win that battle in the trenches, you can kind of wear them down here late.
So you bring in the second part to that equation, and that's the big running back, the big bruiser, who can get more than what's blocked and break a few extra tackles and gain yardage.
Ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
14's the mic, 14's the mic.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
Viking 18.
Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won the Super Bowl, and the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the Steel City. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.